tell you guys this: who needs what do you call it, Daft Punk, when you got beats like that for an introduction? So much bass.
Oh, all the bass.
Oh my god! Happy Wednesday, everybody! Welcome to the Screen Time Continuum. It is Wednesday, and as my voice is projecting in this intro, it is my pick. And my pick today is 2008 flop Speed Racer by the Rakowskis. Can't say brothers. I might get chewed out for that somewhere, some way. You know.
Yeah, Wachowski's is good.
Yeah. So
there you go.
How you guys doing?
Awesome, man. Happy Wednesday.
Definitely a great Wednesday over here as well. You know, did I say great? Did I say great? Nah,
you did.
It's a speedy
undersell.
Oh, it's definitely an undersell. I'm loving this Wednesday. It's great.
Oh my god, you said speedy. It's not speedy enough because I want to play Grand Theft Auto Definitive Collection after this, but I'm not getting it until tomorrow morning. But whatever. All right, everybody. We're going to talk about the 2008, like I said, flop. Speed Racer by the Rakowskis, starring Emil Hirsch, Christina Ricci, Matthew Fox, and Susan. What do you call it? Sarandon.
Wait, is that how you say it? Sarandon?
No,
Sarandon.
Whoa, I was about to be like, I've been saying that wrong forever.
Who we got? I always, anytime I see anything with her, I always remember what is it? Step Brothers. I love Step Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Is that her? Yeah, that is her.
Mm-hmm.
And John Goodman and Scott. What is that? Scott Potter. And man, who's the villain? And Roger. How do you pronounce that? Allman. I want to say Allen, but Allman.
It looks like Shooter McGavin and Al Gore had a baby.
Oh wow! and British teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anytime I see this guy, I always want to think of it's not Steve Curry, but
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Mm-hmm. He does kind of look like him. Yeah.
And sounds like him too.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I see this guy in a movie, I'm like, oh, that's Tim Curry. No, it's not.
No, it's
but
not.
Yes. This movie is an adaptation of an old Hannibal. I can't even say Hannah. Whatever.
Got you.
Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 80s. I don't know exactly which. I wasn't, so keen on doing that because to many this movie flopped. This movie cost $120 million to make and only made, I think, $96 million in the box office. How much was it?
Wow.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. $93.9 million in the box office due to people saying it looks too cartoony, too flashy. That's not our Speed Racer with old still-ass dialogue, et cetera, et cetera. So only I can say that's the best introduction I can give this movie so far. But, I picked this movie for the simple reason that it was a flop. And it's been 13 years since it came out in theaters. And, I'm just leading off with, what did you guys think? Was it really a flop?
Oh, yeah, good question. One correction I do have is Speed Racer actually was in 1967.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Old as fuck. Yeah, it was actually my mom's favorite cartoon when she was growing up.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been around for a long time. How did I feel about this movie? It threw up in my eyeballs, and I don't know if I appreciate that so much.
Too many colors, man.
No, you know what? It's not that there were too many colors. I like the stylisticness of it. I thought that was really cool. The fucking green screen and blue screen was so bad.
Oh yeah.
It was so bad. I couldn't get past how just bad everything looked, aside from some stylistic elements that, and it's an hour too long. You get like, it really took like an hour to get to anything interesting. So yeah, that's my first impression.
Nice. I could definitely agree. It is I'd say it's about 40 minutes too long, but somewhere around that hour. Yeah, I agree. We could take some things out. Overall, I liked the movie. I'm going to start with that. And to what Nick is saying, as far as the green screen and blue screen and the way they tried to mesh that, I kept reminding myself this is a 2008 movie. And with you saying it flopped, Dejan, I say it aged well if we're looking at it simply for like entertainment, like more of a spoof, not like in the spoof category, you know, like when they do the what do you call those? The spinoffs, right?
Giving it too much credit.
I hear you, but again, here what I'm saying is it's about it aged well, but I don't think that was their intent. It's just what happened. It ages well if you look at it as they were making fun of the animation and all of that, like making it live action animation. That's
the only thing that ages well in this movie.
To me.
The only thing that ages well in this movie is Christina Ricci. That's all I got to say about that.
Very true.
Question is,
but no, like I
13 years after the fact.
I think she still looks the same, honestly.
Like she looks the exact same. What are you talking about? You can Google her right now. She looks the exact same. Yeah. She might have sat in the sun a little longer in San Tropez last year because so much time off, but that's about it. But no, for me, and again, I'm not saying this is like a fantastic movie, a knockdown. Oh, plenty of things to dislike. But initially, when I first started watching this movie, I didn't expect it to be as entertaining as it was. And as I said, I'm not going to say I feel opposite of you, Nick, with the screens, but I saw what you saw and I just viewed it differently. I simply was like, oh, okay, that's the best they could do back then. I mean, shit, people don't do too much better nowadays. So, and
I almost had a seizure, dude. It's too much.
Yes, that
it's too much flashing, too much, way too much stuff going on. I mean, like I'm okay with the green screen element of it, but I honestly thought this would have been a better cell shaded animation. Like, I don't know why the characters couldn't have been like a scanner darkly and cell shaded into the actual animation. That would have looked so much better.
Pretty cool.
And then you wouldn't have those jarring scenes of everybody driving a car when you can see that they're just sitting in a fucking blue box. Like,
now, I will say, I did think to myself, you know how you play those video games that have the disclaimer at the beginning that you could turn off the motion of the camera so that you don't have, this movie should have had that warning at the beginning for sure.
Yeah.
That is one of my negative things is if someone has epilepsy or something, they cannot watch this movie. They cannot watch this movie.
I think it was a guy I forget the guy who plays Gandalf. What do you call him? Ian McKellen? Wow, he had a breakdown on a Hobbit set.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything was green screen.
He hated it, dude. I mean, The Lord of the Rings was almost all practical effects, and then The Hobbit was almost all green screen.
Ooh, I feel bad for that, man. And
so
I can understand
walking in place for like 3 hours.
Oh. And I will argue a little bit about this movie aging well, because I think that on our higher grade TVs, this movie looks worse.
Yes, and that's why to me I had to look at it from
theater. I think back in the theater, this probably would have looked good on like 24 frames per second. But now that everything is in the 40 to 50 frames per second, this looks awful. So,
well, and also something else I noticed, resolution of the TV. No, I definitely turned that down. Definitely, I want to say after the initial scene, the initial race of Rex. After that, I was just like, nah, I don't want my TV to blow up. It's too much.
Right.
So, and that's why I say, to me, when I say it ages well, it's from the angle more so of, I don't take this movie seriously. I don't think this movie was made to be taken seriously. And if we're looking at it as, hey, I used to like your mom, she used to love the cartoon. I loved the Speed Racer cartoon. If you were a fan of the Speed Racer cartoon and you just wanted a rendition, and I've never seen this movie. This is my first time ever seeing this movie. I actually forgot it existed. So for me, it was like,
this is
they should have let Japanese people make it.
This is why I waited for it. This is why I'm like, this movie, when it was on HBO Max, I was like, good. Because I am not going to tell these guys, let's watch this movie and go rent it for $4 or $3.
Oh, yeah. No,
you guys would be looking at me like, you guys would be mad as hell right now.
It's shit so cringy. It's white people trying to do anime, and I just don't like it. It's white people trying to do live action anime.
Man, leave Netflix alone.
Yeah, that's what's been doing it or ruining it, not doing it.
We'll see what Cowboy Bebop in the next One Piece.
When do you think those are coming out?
Cowboy Bebop is this month.
Mm-hmm.
I think next week on the 19th.
I believe it when it show up.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it too. I just believe it when it show up.
I'm gonna see it. I'll see how that goes. One Piece, they can keep that.
They need to give us another season of One Punch Man. How about that?
I think it's there already. It's disappointing. I mean, Japanese, but
no, we're left with Gato. Well, you know, I'm not about to get into anime talk. I did as soon as I said it, I was like, no, but this guy not gonna do that. So yeah, overall though, I didn't love the movie, but if I'm wanting to tell somebody, hey, get a nice little glimpse of what Speed Racer was, that's my final thought on my original thoughts of this movie after seeing it. But again, I walked into this movie with absolutely no expectations. Like, it could have been the worst movie ever, and I wouldn't have gave it a 0 because I could have watched the blank screen, and that would have been what I kind of expected. Like, I had no expectations.
You couldn't give it a 0? Why not?
This movie is like Drive if you were watching Drive on LSD and mushrooms at the same time.
Driver, baby. Oh, you didn't see Driver,
Baby Driver, whatever.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. I think it would be more Baby Driver on LSD or shrooms for sure.
There we go. We'll make the comparison. That'd be my next pick.
Yeah.
Baby Driver. Those drive scenes to the green screen drive scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. That the vast difference in that alone. Yeah. Do you think Fast and the Furious is green? Never mind. We won't talk about it.
No, hell no.
I mean, we're just gonna pick apart driving.
just pick apart Tokyo Drift and you said, fuck the other one. If you want to do something for driving, Tokyo Drift.
Right. I do want to ask one other question before we really dive into. Well, there's nothing to dive into. There's not much of a storyline.
Well, think about it this way. If going back to the 60s series, I don't know how many episodes that was. I think it was like 50 something. I need to check real quick. Imagine this 2-hour and 16-minute movie.
Yeah, 52 episodes.
And this was originally a Japanese cartoon too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, imagine this scenario, this whole plot base dragged out for fucking 52 episodes versus 2 hours.
It was entertaining. I watched a good portion of them. It was good.
Oh, it's better as a cartoon. This is better as a cartoon. I don't
like Johnny
understand.
Quest on a racetrack, bro.
Yeah.
Did you like Johnny Quest?
No.
Yeah, or the Hanna-Barbera races. I love those.
I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
same thing.
But honestly, this should have been a cartoon. I don't understand why it was already half of a cartoon. Just make the characters actual cartoon characters. It would have been so much better. I would have enjoyed it so much more if this was just a cartoon.
Do you think the Wachowski brothers did this movie as like a filler, like they were just trying to figure out what to do next, or do you think
first of all,
passion?
You're canceled.
What did I say?
Second of all,
oh shit! Oh, sorry.
It's over. It's over. No, I think this was something that they were trying to do to push the envelope, and they were trying to do this to push the envelope because they just got off of the Matrix, and so they had all the leeway in the world. So this was probably something that they wanted to really do, which I don't
passion piece.
I don't dislike it for that. As I said, there's some stylistic items in this that I really enjoy. Some of the racing scenes are really good. Although I will note that the final racing scene that got all of the fucking budget because the other racing. It got all of the budget. It looked like 100 times better than the other two racing scenes. It was so bizarre.
All details.
So yeah, they spent all the money on the last 15 minutes. And then you have those fucking racing scenes where it's literally like just two people like going like this in a blue screen room. Like
those were the worst moments to me. Every time they showed a face, I was like, oh my God, don't show somebody looking back at them. You're not driving that fast and making eye contact. I'm sorry. Maybe because I'm not a professional, but I just don't see that.
It's like Ian McGregor in Star Wars when he's on a little race things on the green screen, like dancing and shit. That's how it is.
Yeah,
throw some water on his face.
No. It's like Charlie Murphy in the Chappelle Show when they was doing the player haters in time, and every time they yelled action, he had to have his own. Like, it's not even moving. What are you doing, Charlie? It's more so that because they all, in my opinion, like especially because now it's popping up. You're right. I'm watching it all in my head all over again. Like the desert race. We're gonna get to the details, of course, whatever they are, but the ladies that when they would zoom in on each and every person, and then they'd have like their close up in the last race, and like all of those moments, they were cringe as hell.
It's
like,
because it's live action, and that's anime. They're doing anime with real people, and that's just no, you can't do it.
You were trying to,
but I understood that's what they were trying to do, and that's what I mean when I say the aging and what the attempt. Like, I get that's what they were trying to do. This, I honestly have written down. This is a live action cartoon, like, because that's what this is.
It certainly is. It's just, as I said, I think it's too jarring. They should have cell shaded the characters like a Scanner Darkly. Or I think there's another one that does it too. Or think of like Breath of the Wild, Zelda's Breath of the Wild. If they had the characters cell shaded like that, or Beautiful Joe, or whatever, like that would have been much better. And you would have been able to
still animate.
And you could have done it. You could have like punched the story up to 1,000. If everything's animated, then why not make it just a crazy spectacle?
Or they could have did it more like Kick-Ass. Damn, now I wonder which one came out first. Because even this movie comes out before Animatrix, so it's like they did this, and I think they saw where they went wrong as far as the animation, because Animatrix is done beautifully.
I hate Animatrix.
I think Animatrix was done by a different each one was done by a different animator.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I think so.
Yeah, it was a different animator for a different what do you call it? For a different story. Because every story was told by a different animator. It was by a bunch of Japanese studios back in 2003. Yeah, I hated Animatrix. it was just confusing, and I'm sorry, I got issues with the Wachowskis. I honestly don't like them as directors. I sincerely don't like them.
I don't either. If you've ever watched Cloud Atlas, that movie is hot garbage. It's so bad.
Something like an award or something. I heard.
I can't believe if it did. Honestly,
it was for something of visuals. It had something with it was like with Halle Berry and Tom Hanks. And I forgot to say a couple other people too as well.
Hugo Weaving's in it as well.
Yes, he is in it. It hurts my head.
Yeah, it's so bad, dude.
Reading a book is more enjoyable.
I'm just gonna leave it at this. You just told me Hugo Weaving, Halle Berry, and Tom Hanks are in the same movie, and I thought to myself, I would fall asleep reading the synopsis for that.
Yeah, it is boring. It is boring.
It was like a little thing scenario, where you have a good cast, a good ensemble, but you just don't know what to do it. And the worst part about Cloud Atlas, you already got the source material for this movie from the novel, so it's like it's a pet peeve of mine. How you gonna fuck up something when you got the source material?
Was it a good novel?
Yeah.
Well, the Wachowskis also stole The Matrix, so I don't think that they are actually very good directors. Yeah. And
let's even give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were it was given to them by a studio and they didn't know it was stolen. But either way,
I will say, I guess V for Vendetta. I gotta give them that.
That is amazing. And honestly, that's movie. If we're talking about even compared to The Matrix, I like that better than The Matrix. So.
And you know what? I forgot that was a movie from because I'll tell you, out of all of this, those are probably my 3 favorite movies from them. Speed Racer, the very first Matrix, and V for Vendetta. In V for Vendetta, you just reminded me they couldn't fuck that up because they had the source material. It's a comic book, and they had the fucking source material they had too.
Yeah.
As the main character, as a fucking V.
And what was that? Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman, yeah.
It was Natalie Portman, yeah. Yeah. Like high level. And oh boy, who was the bad guy in this? Wasn't he the bad guy in that? Isn't that the same guy?
I don't remember.
From V for Vendetta?
Why did the brother Sparky have an Australian accent?
Because he wasn't a brother. He was just the
he's
mechanic.
just a mechanic.
Like, close to the
family. Okay.
Yeah.
He just has breakfast with everybody, and he's like there with the family.
Just lives there. Sleep in a garage and shit.
Yeah.
Work for us, and you have somewhere to stay, kind of shit.
Hey, man,
why did he have like a S name like all the other people in the family?
He just fit in. Hey, it's a cartoon. It's supposed to work out that way.
Yeah, that's fair. This is a kid's movie, by the way. This is for a movie for 10-year-olds. So I mean, I can't exactly be too critical about it.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of parents who fell in love with the cartoon years ago didn't want to take their kids to go see it. It majorly flopped. I remember going to see this after because I used to volunteer at a Catholic church for catechism. It was just a random like, hey, let's go see a movie. It was the only movie we could go see at the time. And that was it. Nobody was there. And we went to go see it opening weekend. And I didn't even know. I didn't know that movie came out that day. I was like, wow.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
I blame society.
I blame society. So I guess where do we?
He'll drive around. Speed Racer wins a race. That's pretty much it.
That's it.
He's like, where do we go?
Yeah. So, how do we even?
So for many people who don't know the synopsis of Speed Racer, I can't really say what the real synopsis was for the old 1960 cartoon. But I guess, win these races, and at the very end of these races, he find out, he becomes a champion of whatever of the Grand Prix. And at the end of the original series, he finds out Racer X is his brother that he thought that was dead. And then it's something his brother reveals, yes, it's always been me looking out for you, making sure these people don't fuck over you while you're trying to race, et cetera, et cetera. And this is basically the same synopsis, basically just gushered in with modern day issues about big corporation and the whole concept of family. And this is what we get, the 2008 Speed Racer with a lot of flashy color, green screen type technology in 2008. So this is what it is with a couple of twists to the original plot.
Well, and the original character is not even named fucking Speed Racer, man.
Nope.
His name is Go Mifune or Mifune.
See, and this comes into the whole situation where you're not going to get something like that because people would be lost. And then, too, if you really, I'm surprised this is one of the movies. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm surprised this is one of the movies where people are like, this shit is woke or this shit is whitewashed. Well, basically, that's what it is because this character was originally Asian.
How about this?
It's an anime.
I got a different one for you. I think I remember this properly. Isn't the car named after him? I think his name's Mach.
The Mach 5, yeah, but his name is the kid's name is Go Mifune, and then Speed Racer is like a separate character, I think.
It's like an alias, like a superhero alias.
Maybe that's right.
I thought it was.
Honestly, it's been so long since I've actually seen the cartoon, but now I'd rather go watch the cartoon.
Going to watch it, yeah. Well, and something else I've been caught, like this movie definitely, like you were saying, Dejan, it does bring in some real world attributes about corporations. But I think there are a few things to pick up about for people who don't really understand how things work. Like, most of these things that we think are, random, professional sports and stuff, there is more planning to it than randomness, but there is still a level of randomness. What I did think was pivotal for them to try to make a thing, but they really didn't, was like you were saying, family. The whole family aspect of it, that was the real goal they were trying to push. But they, in my opinion, they never put the family in a position to where they were really a part of it until the very end.
Nothing. They didn't do anything except for tell him not to go with the corporation, which I think he should have done.
Yeah.
What else did he have to lose?
Your family from the beginning, you would have just took the money.
Yeah, what did he have to lose? His pride? What pride?
Right.
Honestly.
And that would have actually set it up for what I see they were there. I believe they were trying to do with the way they play everything out, set it up for multiple movies. Had you had him signed to begin with, which does go a little left of the original storyline, but hey, it's a movie. That's what you were gonna do anyway.
Right.
That would have set it up. Like we probably would have Speed Racer 2 at least by now. Not saying that we really need one, not saying that we need one, just being clear. But I'm saying if we wanted to make a storyline that creates multiple avenues, you would have to have him sign with the corporation to begin with.
Yeah, at least then like have him sign with the corporation and go through like a like a honeymoon period where he's doing really well, and then all of a sudden the corporation tells him he needs to take dive.
Somebody out. Yep.
Or take a dive in a race, and he decides not to, and that's when things go terrible for him. But yeah, this movie's light on story to begin with, which is whatever. I mean, it's based on a cartoon, so like I'm not gonna give it points off for not being like deep and philosophical, but it is. Man, it's like a carnival ride. Threw up in my eyeballs, and I don't know. I couldn't focus on anything, man. Yeah, I couldn't focus on anything. It was so hard. I mean, my eyes are also shit, so maybe that's just me. But I did like the hyper colors. I did like the 1960s retrofuturism. I like that type of motif and style. I just think it suffered from overproduction and too much special effects. I think they could have grounded it a little bit more, or just made it a cartoon. If you really wanted to go hyper crazy with all of the special effects and stuff, just don't have human people in it. Because every time I saw a human, so like when I saw the cars racing and stuff, that looks dope. I like that. But as soon as it cut to a human, I'm like, oh, fuck. Here we go. Now I can see that this guy is just like cut out with a computer from, a blue room. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Royalton.
Read the notes.
So, read the notes. That's right. So along with Royalton, this is the thing, right? So first off, Royalton just pops up at their house after all of the, like we just gonna skip on into that. We ain't even gonna worry about. We'll get to RACER X in a minute, or I'm sorry, we'll get to Rex in a minute. I'm trying to figure out if somebody lands their jet on your front porch.
On a neighbor's front porch.
I just made that comparison. I just made that correlation though, Keelan. You said RACER X and then Rex, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I'm so stupid for not putting that together.
Oh, well, even what's the little brother's name? Sparky? No, Sparky is a Spittle. Spittle.
Yeah.
He called him RACER Hex earlier. Like at the very beat, like around the middle, like when they first were introduced, RACER Hex, and I was like, why do you call him RACER Hex? And it's like, RACER Hex, Rex, RACER X. They're trying to play. I think they had wrote in originally. They were gonna have it like nobody knew who he was. He was just a mystery racer.
So, but yeah, he decided to get reconstructive surgery.
That was the twist.
That was so stupid. That was dumb.
He didn't want no one to know who he was.
He didn't want anybody to know.
Like, bro, they know who you are.
And if your brother confronted you, and you're like, "No, I'm not your brother." So is he not gonna like rejoin his family?
No, he never did.
Take my mask off. You can see I'm not your brother.
He's like, I'm gonna live with that regret.
Yeah, you're a shit person. How about that?
But like, what does he have to do? Why does he?
There you go.
Wait for Speed Racer 2.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's what I'm telling you. They set it up at the end where there were some things.
Need the answers.
The revealing of RACER X.
Even at that note, how about this? Okay, RACER X is it could be a prequel. RACER X is supposed to be this mystery, right? So how are you sitting there with your lady at the race? Nobody's gonna question who this person is. Oh, he just some rich dude sitting up in the boxes, huh?
That's all you need.
All the other owners and stuff, huh?
That's all you need. All the investors are there, just like.
But also, like, why is RACER X like some sort of vigilante? He works with the CIB, and is he like a government person now?
Now, I guess.
Looks like it, yeah.
Like
Like
those are, and
they're
that's
hiring
these are
muscle.
the things. Yeah, these are the things that kind of threw me for a loop. There wasn't even enough Racer X in the movie, in my opinion.
No, not for it to be anything necessary.
And if you ask me, if I remember correctly, well, no, I guess you have to watch like a good portion of the seasons, like the show, to realize. But I want to say you got damn near just as much Racer X storyline as Speed Racer storyline.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, in the show.
In the show.
Yeah.
So it's like to not really get any Racer X storyline. And I see what they did. I like the way this was a 2-hour cartoon episode.
Yeah, it was a special.
1,000%.
It was a holiday special for Thanksgiving.
Is that really what happened when they put this out?
No, man, this movie came out like March or some shit.
Oh,
no, in April. I think it was April.
Oh, it was an Easter special.
There you go.
It's an Easter movie. Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
Mm-hmm.
When did it come out?
Yeah, we need that answer. See, we got
April 26th.
Oh, yeah, so it's an Easter movie. This was a short Easter movie.
May 9th, guys.
Oh, well, see, I'm not looking. I'm listening to you guys. Somebody fill me in.
Theaters May 9th.
Look, let's come to a consensus here. May 9th.
Was it May 9th?
All right, break.
I guess they put it back.
According to Rotten Tomatoes, anyways.
Fuck you, Google. You gave me April 26th.
Hey, listen, when we get off air, I'm going to tell y'all how Google and Forrest be lying.
They be lying, dude. Yeah. Misinformation. Fake news, people.
Uh-oh. Nah, they lying. Okay, now, Tejo.
God damn it, Andy.
Damn it, Andy. Tejo. Was that his name? Tejo?
Tejo.
Oh, who knows? Who cares? Why was he
right.
even in this movie?
That was my question. How do you go from being beaten up to then being offered help by Racer X to declining his help to then taking his help to then being the bad guy? Huh?
Then learning in the middle of all that shit, knowing karate or kung fu to defend yourself all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
I love that they were all doing that.
Let me tell you why I don't think that was him. Or no, that wasn't him. No, wait.
It was him.
No, that wasn't him.
Yeah.
Remember, he got drugged.
Teja? Yeah.
So the guy,
some other guy.
Yeah, I guess we were supposed to think that was Racer X.
No,
but it was some Asian guy.
No, when they were fighting in the
he got drugged and
in the snow.
It took a couple hours,
and everybody was punching around in the green screen world.
In the snow.
Christina Ricci was pretending to punch people.
Oh yeah, in the bedroom part. Yeah, no. That's I'm with
it's a blur.
I'll leave it at that.
It is
it was a blur. It was confusing. It was a little entertaining, but it was still confusing.
See, them colors gave you the seizure, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Maybe that's what happened. I might not even have seen that scene. I thought I did. Came back to and didn't even know it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I can honestly say I really don't know how to tell the story of this movie. Speed Racer races to save his family.
Let me.
Bad guy comes in. Bad guy loses.
Simple Saturday morning special for any cartoon, especially anime. Find out they try to cram in at the very beginning of the movie. What do you call it? Background on some of the main characters. You figure his brother is supposed to be this role model. He's all obsessed with racing. Hey, fuck school. I'm a dumbass kid, but I know how to really know how to race. Brother dies. He takes the hot seat of what his brother used to be to become this phenomenal racer. Tries to get recruited for sponsorship. Hey, he finds out sponsorship is the devil, like most people that see big corporation and shit. Hey, Nike's the devil, man. Don't sponsorship with them.
You better read that contract. You might be signing, what do they call it? With impunity? No, it's not impunity. What's the word I'm looking for?
Don't know.
That word that means forever.
In perpetuity. In
perpetuity. There you go. You might be signing in perpetuity. You might be read that thing. Matter of fact, pay that $1,000 to $2,000 retainer you're gonna need to pay for somebody to sit down for 2 hours and read that thing with you.
Signing your life away.
Well, I didn't need to know anything about him. They should have started this with him racing. should have just been him driving in like the Hanna-Barbera style race, and that could have been it. And then you have, what's her name, Trixie in the helicopter, and that could have been fine.
The whole movie.
That's the whole movie. That's all it needed to be. Like, I didn't need to see an hour of him being a kid with ADD.
Now, I did like the scene with him and Royalton, when Royalton's breaking down what racing really is versus what his story. I liked that. And I liked both stories because you get this really innocent, simple kid story that's, me and my dad, and this is just how we inspired ourselves. And it was like, that was, wow, that was overpowering. That was, oh shit, why does his face look like that? He ain't feeling it. He got Mo. And I just liked their exchange. And
but they didn't even allow Royalton to be a decent guy for a second. It was like the moment he appeared on screen, you're like, oh, there's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He
looked like
he's about to write that check for them pancake recipes.
He for sure was. He looked like Gru from from
Despicable Me.
Just like Gru. Oh yeah, well, I'm sorry, Gru with hair, but I mean the purple, everything. But that's kind of where I'm getting what I mean about that story, though, right? And then he tells the story, his version of the story of the 43 Grand Prix, and that's kind of really how business works. That's not always how it works on the floor, like as far as in the competition realm, but that's pretty much how the business of competition works, And I like the way it was played out and how that is what motivated Speed. I don't want to call him Speed. How that motivated him to not take the money. He should have took the money and then still turn his back on them. Be worse than them if you're gonna beat them. You want to beat them, you gotta join them a little bit.
Like dodgeball.
Yeah, exactly. Or shoot, even like nope. I was about to reference Space Jam. Sorry.
Don't do it.
One of you guys can take over. I'm done. That's 2 on the day.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's anything else to comment on, to be honest. Like,
Christina Ricci did a great job.
Well, Christina Ricci's great at everything, so that's.
I really like Spritle though. That little dude was funny.
He was a better character in the movie for sure. Which I thought he was. I thought he was annoying, but he's like the kid. I mean, but he's the kid. He's the kid. Yeah. He's the kid element. He's the funny thing for the kids to laugh at. So I think that he did a good job with that.
The monkey definitely was the best character. What are you guys
talking about? Obviously, a monkey is always good. Yeah,
some chim cookies, man.
I didn't get it at first until he said chim throw the cookie.
Yeah. Oh, you sniffed it. That ain't chocolate mousse.
Get that monkey. Yeah.
Ready for the ratings?
I'm skimming these notes.
It's midnight. I think Grand Theft is waiting on me.
Oh man, yeah. It's again. I like little things about this movie. A lot of the interactions, as far as the lessons, I guess that's really what I'm taking away. The love of a mother, the love of a family, the commitment of a family, what it's like to not give up and, to commit to something. That's pretty much all that this movie was about, in my opinion. Would I watch it again? Maybe. Say it again.
The CW drama.
Damn, you're right. And I don't watch CW shows. Just to be honest.
It's a Warner Brothers movie too.
It is definitely a Warner Brothers movie. Man, we're just gonna have to ride out.
That's how you do it.
You broke your dad's heart, and then he told you he loved him. Come on, son. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Good movie for kids, I guess. Nah, but if your kid has
epilepsy, no.
Nathan wasn't having it.
No, it's too aggressive in visuals. It's too visually aggressive.
It's definitely eye gorging.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to our
do it.
Our final verdicts here. All right. Let me go. All right.
That's right.
Shit. while there are some stylistic elements that I actually really do enjoy and kind of appreciate, and kind of like it bummed me out because there were certain things that I saw visually that I'm like, man, that looks really cool, and I like that they did that. But then the next second, I'm like, fuck, it's ruined. So the movie is it's not that great. The storyline is boring. There are 3 races in a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, and it could have been slashed by 60 minutes. In my opinion, I'm giving this I'm going to give it a 2. 1 point for each Wachowski. There you go.
Leave Andy alone.
Hey, I'm just saying each of them get a point. So,
I'll go next.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'll go last. Larry and Andy.
Now I will say, as I said at the top, I did not dislike this movie, but I'm not watching this shit twice. I enjoyed a lot of things about this movie. If it was on one day, or if I were in a creative session and we were looking for something to pull from, as far as how we want to do certain things and don't want to do other things, maybe there were some things to pull from.
If I ever take a heroic dose of mushrooms, I might watch this movie again.
No, I still have to watch Fear of Loathing in Las Vegas in that condition.
Another
if
Christina
ever that were to
Ricci
approach
movie.
itself. Right. If
go.
ever I were to get that experience, that would be the movie I would have to watch before I get to this.
Dude, you got to watch all the Christina Ricci movies on Mushroom. Even Casper, even the Addams Family, all of them.
That actually sounds like a really long day, but some really good movies.
I think that's actually how you summon Christina Ricci.
That's how you summon I have a role for you. So you watched Casper and the Addams Family in one day.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
That with eyes.
What's that chick that does Jessica Jones?
Oh, Kristen Ritter.
Very weird person. Met her in real life, but that's another story for a different day. See, now if you fuck up the ritual, you're gonna get her instead of Christina Ricci.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
What about Eliza Dushku?
Kind of like she's kind of like the bizarro version of Christina Ricci.
She is very bizarre. She is a bizarre person.
I love this evening.
Hey, Speed Racer.
I was just about to say, I guess they knew. They were watching. They know we're getting to the end, and they wanted to make the episode. You made it, guy.
No, that's Paco Racer.
So I don't have much to say about this movie. I'm trying to think of more final thoughts. But again, I didn't hate the movie, but I can't say I'm watching it again.
Only for background noise.
Maybe, but the things that I would pull from it, I'm pretty sure I remember with Nick, there were things that were done well, things that were done terribly, and that creates a major conflict. With that being said, this movie for me, man, I might be giving the highest rating of the evening. This movie is gonna get a 4 for me. Yeah. Is that
like the little things all over again?
It does kind of like the little things all over, and it's not. I don't think it's even. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I feel like I had a similar reaction to the little things. It was like after I stopped and thought about it, like, damn, I didn't like it as much as I. It's kind of like caramel toffee. It's really good initially, and then you get to your second piece, and you're like, "Why am I eating this shit?"
Seriously. You get that weird yuck mouth where your breath
but
starts
the very
to
first
stink.
one, for whatever reason, the first one made you like, ooh. But after that, no.
That's kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
No, I can't say that. Kettle corn's pretty
or sweet corn.
Fresh kettle corn. I don't like old kettle corn.
That's what it is. Old kettle corn.
Oh, no. I mean, like, I have to see the stand where they're making it. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I have to get it fresh out the kennel. And I'm still only eating like 2 handfuls and then I'm done.
You're getting kettle corn from a Burger King. That's what's happening.
Negative, sir. Listen, we live in 2021 and there is such thing as pop-up shops.
It's just like you don't get a burger from Del Taco.
That is
Don't
true.
tell high school me that. Don't tell high school me that. I used to love those tacos.
But you better get those French fries because they are dope.
They're good, but them burgers always send me to the bathroom.
Yeah. Imagine eating never mind. 4 is what Speed Racer of 2008 is going to get from me. Do I have to say why they're getting 4?
No.
I think you already did.
I may have, but yeah, we're just going to roll.
Yeah, that's a 6. Oh man.
I kind of wanted to give it a 6, and I just kept having to bring stuff away. Like I wanted to give it a full point just for John Goodman.
Oh man, I forgot John Goodman was in this movie.
But I'm like, if I do that, then I have to give it another point for Christina Ricci. Hold on, wait. But watch this. If I did that, then I had to give it another point for Christina Ricci. Then I had to give it another point because I like Spritle, and then we're at a fucking 7. No, not happening.
Or you could say that it starts at a 0 and give it a 3 for Christina Ricci, got John Goodman, and Spritle.
But those are 3
because we haven't named any other thing that was good.
Wait. One was the brother. Oh, one was the directors. No, one was the directors.
No.
One was the directors.
No.
Well, he's allowed to have his opinion.
I'm allowed.
That's fine.
Larry and Andy.
2 was honestly, like I said, 2 was just the reference of Speed Racer and the homage to trying to make it cartoony, shitty as well, but the try. 3, I didn't turn it off. I sat through it. Which okay, never mind. Nah, we're going back. I'm giving it a fucking 3. You right.
Okay. Yeah, because the real question is it better than The Empty Man, which is at a 2.3?
Oh shit, is that the lowest?
Yeah, and Reminiscence, Empty Man and Reminiscence are our lowest rated.
Empty Man a lot more than this.
We're conflicted. The Little Things is at a 2.8, and then Empty Man and Reminiscence are at 2.3.
I'm sorry. I'm really over here like, man, I don't. This was a great pick, Dejan.
Where's Colossal?
I don't think I've been as conflicted in giving a rating.
Colossal above those?
Oh, Colossal is at 5. 5 out of 10.
Colossal was definitely above those.
Yeah.
Come on, listen. Unfortunately for Christina Ricci, Anne Hathaway beat her on that one.
I'd be willing to lower Colossal, to be honest.
I'd be willing. Yeah. If we ever
might have to revisit some of these at some point and contest
have an episode where we just sit and like, all right, did you mean that? Do you want to revisit that?
I like that. We'll definitely do that.
And Colossal will definitely get less.
Yes.
Say it again.
Oh, and the mishap ratings. Oh my.
Who knows? I'll give this a 3 today, and when we revisit,
and there are some of the movies that we rated that Dejan wasn't here for, so they got a higher rating because we were only dividing it by 2 people.
Yep.
Like
not 3. Eraser, yeah, I think Eraser definitely got a high. Eraser, man. Yeah, it's something like let's see, I think what was it? Yeah, Eraser has a 4.5. Outside the Wire has a 5. And we did Outside the Wire.
We did Outside the Wire,
yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, that was Dejan's first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, Mortal Kombat was his first one. Okay. That's at a 7 right now.
I'm D-rating that.
You're gonna lower that one? Yeah.
I get the chance to.
Yeah, we'll definitely do an episode where we get to contest. Each of us will be allowed to contest one of our rankings or one of the movie rankings in the list.
Based off our pick, like it has based off our own picks, we get to test our own movie picks. Like who picked such, and do you change your mind about it?
I want to say, if I remember correctly, I don't remember which 2. I know I have at least 2 that I wish I could change.
Okay.
Well, we will in time. We will in time. Trust me. We'll revisit all of that stuff.
All right. So Dejan, and again, I am settled at 3, not a 4, 3. So currently we're at 5 out of 20. That's right. It is what it is.
Ooh, I'm getting lightheaded. Oh, shit. Oh my god. I'm getting lightheaded. That's too much laughing for me from one podcast. I can't play video games tonight. Thanks, you guys.
Oh man.
No, I don't give a fuck. I'm taking a shower and going to sleep after this.
Nice.
Oh my god. Oh man. What do you guys think I'm gonna give it?
I don't know, man. I'm
think you
so,
like this movie.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Go for it.
Like, I like this movie, and I think I think this is in your top 10 favorite movies. And I like it, but it's not in my top anything. I probably won't ever watch it again.
I'm gonna be an ass. I'm gonna give that shit a 9.8.
I know you're joking. I know you're joking.
Bro,
No way.
hold on. Hold the fuck
You're going to have
up.
to explain that 9.8. We got 10 more minutes.
We're going to get
We got 10 more minutes.
We are going to contest this shit.
Rocket. I'm listening. And like I said, and there were a
9.8.
lot of things I like, but enough things I dislike to give it a 3. I'm listening.
Why can't it just be that 9.8 and just
Nah. Nope.
Even if he gives it a 10, it's only going to bring it to a 5.
Right. Listen, you can't tell the WNBA to lower the rims and not explain your reasoning.
The question is, what movie would that be above? If it sticks with that,
if it's at a 5, well, it would be above Eraser, Paper Tigers, Bulletproof, Little Things, Reminiscence, The Empty Man,
a whole different class.
Anger Management, Outside the Wire, Colossal.
This is definitely not better than Anger Management.
Oh, I've never seen Anger Management. I can't say anything yet.
All you need to know is I feel pretty, so pretty. That's right.
Fuck?
And when you have Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson singing that, that's already a better movie than this.
So let me ask you, it'd be at a 5 if I was to be an ass and go up to a 10.
That's hilarious.
Why would you tell me that, Nick?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to give you a little bit of perspective about it. If you want to put it at a 5, that's fine. It's just going to be one of the contested movies in our movie battle.
Heavily contested.
And then so this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a movie battle where we get to choose which movie that we want to contest, and whoever chose that movie has to defend the standing score. So,
but the problem is, I'd be actually contesting it if I gave you a reason why I give it the score I do right now.
No, you don't have to right now. But if somebody decides, if me and Keelan decide to choose Speed Racer as our contested movie, then you're going to have to defend it. Yeah.
All right. Fuck it. I give it a 10 then.
Oh, it's on, man. It's on.
It has begun.
It has begun, which puts our Speed Racer at a 5 out of 10. So,
fuck you, Empty Man.
Fair. I'm not really arguing about that part, but
you too, Little Things.
I'm so glad I did bring us back down to a 3.
Remember this?
Right?
We're good. Because I love you, Hugh. And Tandy Newton.
Yeah. You know what? I guess that's why Reminiscing can stay where it's at.
Oh my god.
For Tandy, she makes every movie worth it. She's just a great actress.
I'll save my reasons for that contest.
Okay.
If it gets to that point.
Yeah.
I bumped that 9.8 to the 10.
Mm-hmm. Which puts it at a 5.
I just flashed back to that moment in Reminiscence where she was arguing with him about her drinking problem versus his addictions. Again, just became a better movie than this. Boom. One scene.
Well, it'll be a fun episode that we do for sure.
Don't even ask me. Don't ask me why I gave it a 10. Don't ask me, you guys.
Oh, that 5 of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we're done.
We're done, you guys. All right, I'll close this out. Oh my god.
Deshaun's having too much fun.
This is fun. This is great. This is why I picked this movie for this. I did this on purpose.
Draw the line in the sand and start war?
Absolutely.
Well, that's how the world works, baby.
The War of Emil Hirsch.
I'm going to Emil Hirsch binge right now. Watch when our next movie is going to be. I'm really going to start some shit.
Did we watch another Emil Hirsch movie?
Did you guys? I don't think I've.
I only know him from Into the Wild and Girl Next Door.
Pick. It's my next
Into the
pick.
Wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. I was just waiting for them to do what they did in what was that last movie we watched? Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for Emil Hirsch. That's when I seen
right.
that tree fucking scene. I thought of Emil Hirsch from Into the Wild.
That is
Mhm.
hilarious.
That's him. That's him in Alaska. That's how he died.
Yeah.
All right, let's close this out. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us tonight on the Screen Time Continuum for this very cartoony podcast tonight. Yeah, it was very cartoony. I'm glad you guys didn't get seizures. I didn't think about it to the very end of that movie until my son was like, "All right, I don't like this, Daddy."
Oh.
Wow. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you like what we do here, please continue to join us on Sundays as well as Odin's Day here on Wednesday night, same time here on the same stations, YouTube and Facebook. And if you sincerely like what we do, come check us out individually. You can come check out Nick on his podcast on Mondays, along with a good friend of ours and his lovely wife called Exofathom. And that's at 8:00, right?
Correct, sir.
8:00. Check him out next week. See what kind of goodies he's going to be bringing to the table. And you can check out on Tuesday Keelan's podcast too as well, which is called If Numbers Can Talk. And he had a pretty good one last night. If you guys can check that out. You changed it up. It surprised me. I was like, all right. I'm waiting for the comic book one next time.
Yeah, we'll get
Maybe
there.
I can join you.
Oh, definitely. At that point, you'll be the source material.
As long as they don't fuck that. Hey, look, I would tell people this. If I had a movie to document me, I would tell people, who I want to personally play me? People ask me who. I say I want Jonah Hill to play me.
Oh, that's funny.
I really give them something to whitewash.
But you want old Jonah Hill to play you though, not now Jonah Hill.
I'll go for either one.
I like it. I love
Actually, I'll go for that movie.
Do you want
this is the end Jonah Hill? That's the Jonah Hill I want.
Do you want Jonah Hill to do like the Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, or just be white?
No, just be white.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm doing it on purpose. That's piss off the woke culture. I'm just gonna race bend everybody in my life.
There you go.
I love it.
Keelan, I'll get Michael Cera to play you.
Can I make a request instead of Michael Cera? I always forget his name unless I'm talking about when he does. Damn son, who made that? The guy who played McLovin. I literally just saw just said his name to somebody the other day. And I can't remember it right now.
Last time I seen that dude was in a show on Netflix called with Will Arnett called Flake season 1. That was the last time I seen him do anything.
But I'll take him over Michael Cera only because Michael Cera's Mean Street that we heard about that I don't know him personally, so I don't know it really exists. But that might come out.
It's there.
And then people will think that I'm that way.
Oh, he's there. I've seen the dude in concert. He's an ass.
In concert, what?
Yeah, he plays bass occasionally for a group called Mr. Heavenly and a couple other things. And I'll get Dave Chappelle for you, Nick.
Oh wow! All right, I'll take it.
That'll be awesome.
I'm for it.
That'd be a terribly good movie. All right. So, thank you guys so much, and this was fun. And till next time, see you guys Sunday.
Good night.
It will be Sunday. Good night.
Sunday, yeah.
Can we